Hello and welcome to Griddle Cooking with Chef Sherry Ronning. As you all know, I have been selected to be a Blackstone Griddle Crew member, an ambassador for Blackstone, and for the November campaign, the theme was giving thanks. So I'm giving thanks to the folks at the Oaks Correctional Facility. Super simple sandwich. So I just bought deli meat. I have really thinly sliced ham and turkey. I'm going to use a couple different kind of cheeses. So I've got sliced cheese and shredded. I'm going to top it with lettuce. I'm going to wrap it up and then fold some lettuce in there and some buns. And then I've got some sides that I'm going to add to it, some chips and some homemade no-bake cookies that I make. So we're going to get started. I'm going to start with the buns. So I'm just going to do a little bit of the country crock on here. So we're going to toast the buns up. I like to have the toasted buns. And so we're going to put just a little bit there, not a lot. You don't want a whole lot. I'm trying not to get it on myself there. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to toast the buns, go like that and swoosh it around a little bit. So I am going to be doing bags. So I have the lunch bags. I'm going to wrap the sandwiches up in the parchment paper that I have here. But I'm going to write like a little message on here as I'm cooking, just so that they know that I'm thinking about them and that I appreciate their hard work. And sometimes jobs are thankless. And this is one of those when you're working at a prison, it is a thankless job. And I really appreciate these guys. These are guys and gals. There's also women that work there. There's a lot of hardworking individuals out there, and they are making a difference. It's a job that is kind of hidden, tucked it away, and they do a really good job at what they do. Make sure I have my griddle set at 400. So I am going to keep it at the 400-degree temperature. You can do it at 350 if you want to do it just a little bit lower. If you're using an outside griddle, you can do medium heat. So with this November challenge, I challenge you to go out and use your griddle and do something nice for somebody. It can be anything. People in our group have they have gotten new griddles, so they have their old griddle setting, aside that they're really not using anymore. So there's some people in our group, nice and toasty, have taken and actually gifted their unused griddle and to other families that don't have one. And they've actually cooked a meal with them and showed them how to use it and that kind of thing so that they get comfortable. And that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Giving thanks, however it is that it applies to you. So I'm just going to take my meat, my deli meat here. Make sure it doesn't go down the trap. And just put it on. And as you can hear the sizzle. So the sizzle is good. You want that sizzle. And but with this sandwich, just let it cook. Don't fuss with it. I'm going as even of a layer as I can. And as I'm listening, I'm not hearing much of a sizzle because the temperature dropped. When I put the cold meat down on the griddle, the temperature dropped, and I can tell by the control panel here that it's not up to 400 degrees. That is why I set it at a higher temperature, so that once it dropped, then it's going to take a few minutes for it to come back up to temperature, and I've allowed for that to happen. So I've made sure that I used a higher temperature when I'm starting, so when it drops, but you just have to make sure while you're cooking, when it does come up to temperature, don't let it get away from you and overcook. So with these sandwiches, just give thanks. Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and give thanks for all that you have. Give thanks to your family. Give thanks to the people in your community that are hard workers and are making a difference in the world. give thanks to a child. You know, maybe it's teaching a child to cook on the griddle. I have done that. My great nephews, I have gone to their house and worked with them on the griddle, and it's amazing to see them. You know, they learned how to flip pancakes because of me. And I love that they can do that, and I love the confidence that it's given them to be able to cook. And you know, it's just a cool thing to do. So pay it forward, give thanks, and let others know that you care. Okay. So I'm just going to let this cook. I'm going to be patient with it. We're going to mix this all together here. So we have the turkey and the ham mixed. And with this too, you can also add mushrooms. You can add onions to this. You can cook up some onions. And, you know, it's pretty versatile to what you can add to it. Make your own, you know, do what you like. I'm just kind of keeping it simple because I'm cooking for some people that I don't know. And I am just really going to keep it simple. So we're just going to let this cook a little bit more. Okay, it's looking pretty good here. Let's see what the time is. I have to just make sure, I want to make sure to get it there on time. They're on a lunch hour. So it is, you know, something that I don't want to hold them up for lunch. So I've got to make sure that I have everything all good to go. And we're looking pretty good here. The sandwich, it's warmed through. You don't want to overcook the sandwich. That is one thing that you don't want to do. And so, you know, you can take, I'm gonna do just some, this is good here. So I'm gonna take my cheese and I'm gonna just start putting it over top here. And I'm using a couple different varieties. I have the provolone, few slices of provolone, and then I've got some mozzarella that I'm going to do. So I'm just using an assortment here, like that. And then I'm going to add some of the mozzarella around it, like that, over top of it. Just like that. It's a super simple sandwich, but because of the way I'm cooking it up, it really gives it some really good flavor. The griddle is a huge help with giving it the flavor that I want. So, you know, at this point, you can cover it up. I'm just going to let it be, just let it do its thing and not mess with it. I'm going to let the cheese melt, and then we'll start making the sandwiches. Okay, the cheese is nice and melty, so I'm actually going to shut my griddle off because we're all done with the cooking. The griddle will stay hot for a little bit, so I'm just going to shut it off so it doesn't continue to cook. So we heard that noise and it's off now. So I'm just going to start assembling the sandwiches. I have my piece of parchment paper here that I'm going to do. So I'm going to just separate this into pieces like that. And like you can take, I'm going to try this. So I've seen lots of other people. One thing about the Blackstone Griddle Crew is you learn a lot from other people. So a lot of the times they will take and go like that, put the bun on the top, the cheese is melting on the top, and then they'll put their spatula down and flip it over like that. Yeah, look how smooth that is. So it is one thing that I have learned a lot by being on the Blackstone Griddle Crew, and there's a lot of inspirational people out there. So it is it's a good thing to, you know, watch other griddle members. So I'm going to just take and wrap this up like that, and I'm going to tuck a piece of the lettuce. I've got a few, and not everybody is going to want this, but I'm going to tuck a few pieces of the lettuce in there, and I'm going to tuck some of the mayonnaise and mustard. I do have the pre-packets of the mayonnaise and mustard here that I'm using, so I'm just going to tuck them in like that, wrap like that. Go, and we'll put this right in the bag. just like this. I have my bag all set here. So I'm going to put my sandwich in the bag, set it so that it sets real nice in there. I'm going to do my bag of chips. Put this in the bottom here. I have my cookie that's going to go right there on the top. I'm gonna add a napkin in here for them. And there we go. Just like that, it's all set. So I'm gonna keep on going with the rest of these. Now I've got it all packaged up, all set to go. I'm off to go give this to the workers at the correctional facility. Let's give thanks to a few hungry workers. Just got done delivering all the food. They were happy campers, loving all that fresh, warm, hot meal, and I am super glad that I got to do that. So I challenge you to give thanks, and we will see you again soon. Bye.